This is a VW LT35. Bit of rust to repair. It's not a classic, I know, but I'm going to repair it in the same way. The inside framework of the door is pretty rotten. I have to replace that as well. First thing to do is check the door alignment. It looks to me like it's getting closer at the back ends of the door, so let's see what it's like. Use a rule, line that up properly and see that it's dropped. So it needs to go up a little bit before we can start. These sit wheels are good for cleaning off the paint and rust around the edges of a repair, and then these fibre wheels are good for getting off the paint. Looking from the outside, it's only up to here that the rust has really taken hold. That's good on the rest of it, but if we look inside, this section here, there's rust in between this, and I'm gonna remove it anyway, and then I can repair the inside all the way along. I love these little tools, carbide burrs on a die grinder. I'm going to use that to grind away just the top section of this folded skin. I don't want to touch underneath, and these things allow me to do that. The nicest way to remove a skin is to grind off the edge. You'll see when the two bits of metal separate, and you won't cause any damage to anything else. That's fully butt welded. Got to grind it off next. There's a little tool I'll show you, which I quite like. This is an air-powered cut-off tool that I've made a little adapter so I can fit the standard size angle grinder discs on. Normally they come with smaller discs. Hang on a minute, I'll go get one and show you. The cut-off tool works at the right speed, so these will continue to work until there's virtually nothing left of them. Because this distance along from there to there is shorter than this distance from there to there where I want to bend, I'm going to pre-stretch it to help me form this part. What I use to get the two panels aligned, the new and the old, just a screwdriver between the gap. You can alter where it lines up. Before you fully weld it, make sure it's straight. If you're welding a buckle, you're really in trouble. A lot of people struggle with distortion, especially butt welded repair panels. Anything on a large flat surface is really hard to keep the distortion out. But the secret is just to let it cool down between your set of tacks. And when I say cool down, I mean stone cold. If you've got any heat in there whatsoever, the metal will already be expanded and the distortion will be harder to avoid. All ground off. I'm quite pleased with that. See how straight it is. Nice and straight. The last thing to do is fold this edge. I'm going to hold a dolly against the back, the outside, and then hammer it up. And that's the inside finished. All that's left to do is to run some sealant along there, and then you can paint it. One thing that's quite important to do is when you're doing any welding, butt welding perhaps in particular, is to shine a torch inside the panel pointing towards the inside of the weld. Turn the workshop lights off and check for any pinholes, because if you've got a single pinhole in there, that will cause a future coating failure. And then once you've done that, you can paint the inside and cavity wax it